v Savannah burns beneath a white-hot sun. Tall grass sways lazily, its tips glowing gold as heat ripples bend the horizon. Dust floats constantly in the air, stirred by distant movement and restless wind. Somewhere far away, birds scatter, suddenly warning signs echoing across the plains. This ancient land, baked and cracked under the relentless heat, is a kingdom of survival, where power is not given, but seized. The air itself feels heavy, charged with anticipation, as if the very ground knows a clash of titans is imminent. Long, dark shadows stretch from the scattered acacia trees, painting stark lines across the golden expanse. The silence is profound, a fragile veil waiting to be torn apart by the raw violence of nature. Every rustle of the dry leaves, every whisper of the wind through the thorns, speaks of a looming confrontation that will shake the foundations of this wild domain. From behind a line of dry bushes, the Blight-Fang Hyena King emerges. Larger than any hyena ever seen, its frame is thick with muscle and scarred fur. Jagged fangs protrude from its jaws like broken ivory. Its eyes scan the savannah with cold intelligence, every step deliberate, every breath heavy with dominance. This is no mere scavenger. He is a monarch of the dust, a predator whose cunning is matched only by his ferocity. His coat is a patchwork of old battles, a testament to a life spent enforcing his rule through brute force and intimidation. He moves with a low, predatory gait, his powerful shoulders rolling with each silent footfall on the cracked earth. The air around him seems to shimmer with a palpable aura of menace. He pauses, lifting his massive head to taste the wind, his black nose twitching as he deciphers the scents of the plains, the smell of dry grass, distant water, and the unmistakable scent of his ancient rival. He is the shadow that hunts in the fading light, the embodiment of ruthless strategy and ambition. The ground trembles not from fear, but from weight. Across the open plain, the Thorn-Maw Elephant steps forward. Its massive body is wrapped in natural thorn-like armor, hardened skin layered like bark. Tusks curve outward, thick and scarred, capable of tearing trees from the earth. It is a living fortress, a mountain of flesh and bone, sculpted by generations of survival in this harsh land. Its skin, a mosaic of deep fissures and calloused plates, looks as if it were forged from the very rock and thorns of the savannah. With each colossal step, clouds of fine red dust billow around its feet, rising to join the hazy atmosphere. Its immense ears flap slowly, stirring the hot air as it fixes its ancient, wise eyes on the approaching threat. This is not just an animal. It is a force of nature, an icon of raw, untamable power. Thorn-Maw carries the weight of history in its stride, its presence a declaration that this territory belongs to the strong, and none are stronger than it. The Hyena King stops. The elephant lowers its head. Wind pushes dust between them. The savannah seems to lean inward, listening. This is not a hunt. This is a challenge. The space between them crackles with tension, a silent war of wills playing out across the sun-scorched earth. The Hyena King's pack, dozens strong, materializes from the shimmering heat, their forms low and spectral in the tall grass. They fan out, a creeping tide of shadows, their collective gaze fixed on the lone giant. Yet, the Thorn-Maw remains unmoved, a solitary island of defiance in a sea of predators. It knows the king's game, a war of attrition, of 1,000 small wounds, of testing and probing until a weakness is found. But the elephant's strength is absolute, its will as unyielding as the ancient stones beneath its feet. It raises its trunk, letting out a low, resonant rumble that vibrates through the very soil, a warning that is felt as much as it is heard. The challenge has been accepted. The Hyena King circles first, moving low through the dry scrub, a blur of muscle and malice. He is a master of the ambush, using the scattered acacia trees and thickets of dry bushes for cover. His pack mirrors his movements, a silent, coordinated dance of death. Their eyes glowing with predatory hunger in the deepening shadows of the late afternoon. They dart in and out of view, their whooping calls echoing eerily across the plain, a chorus designed to unnerve and disorient. But the Thorn-Maw is a bastion of calm. It stands its ground, a pivotal point around which the storm of hyenas rages. It turns slowly, its massive body a compass needle always pointing toward the greatest threat, the king. It knows the pack is a distraction. The true danger lies with the alpha. Its gaze never wavers from the Blight-Fang, tracking his every predatory feint. The elephant's ears flare, catching every sound, its trunk held high, sampling the air for the king's scent as he weaves through the landscape. Suddenly, the Hyena King lunges from the cover of a dense thorn bush, a sandy-colored streak of fury. He aims for the elephant's hind leg, his jagged fangs bared, a vision of brutal intent. But the Thorn-Maw is ready. With a speed that belies its immense size, it pivots, its armored flank absorbing the hyena's charge with a dull, heavy thud. The impact shakes the ground, sending tremors through the cracked earth. Before the king can recover, the elephant swings its head, its colossal tusks carving a deadly arc through the air. The tusk sweep misses the king by inches, instead splintering a nearby acacia branch, which cracks with the sound of thunder and rains down splinters. The Hyena King recoils, landing deftly on his feet, his intelligent eyes calculating, reassessing. The test is over. Raw power has met cunning, and for now, it is a stalemate. Dust and splintered wood settle in the quiet aftermath of the exchange. The Hyena King does not relent. He unleashes a sharp guttural bark, and the pack surges forward. It is a wave of coordinated chaos, a dozen smaller attacks from all sides, designed to overwhelm and confuse. They nip at the elephant's heels, their powerful jaws snapping, their manic calls filling the air. But the Thorn-Maw becomes a vortex of defensive fury. It stomps its feet, each impact a miniature earthquake that sends hyenas scattering, spins, its trunk a powerful whip, its tusks a wall of ivory. The ground is a chaotic canvas of swirling dust, flashing teeth, and the overwhelming presence of the behemoth. The hyenas are relentless, but the elephant's thorn-like armor holds. Their teeth scrape against the hardened hide, finding no purchase, no weakness to exploit. It is like attacking a moving mountain. The Thorn-Maw's deep, bellowing roars of fury drown out the pack's frantic calls, a primal assertion of its unbreachable defense and unyielding will. The Hyena King watches, his mind a whirlwind of strategy. He sees the pack's futility and changes tactics. This is not a battle of flesh, but of dominance. He steps forward, away from the fray, and lets out a roar that silences his own pack. It is a sound of pure, unadulterated authority, a ground-shaking bellow of intimidation that commands the Savannah's attention. He stands tall, his scarred body fully exposed, his jagged fangs glinting in the dying sunlight. He paws at the sandy soil, kicking up clouds of dust, a display of raw, defiant arrogance. The Thorn-Maw meets his gaze. It ceases its defensive spinning and takes a heavy step forward. Then another spet. It lowers its massive head, its scarred tusks aimed directly at the king. It scrapes one tusk against the cracked earth, carving a deep line in the soil, a declaration of territory, a final warning. The air grows thick and still. The pack retreats, forming a wide, silent circle around the two monarchs. This is the final act, a duel between kings. The sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and deep purple. The savannah is cast in long, dramatic shadows. In the center of this epic stage, the two titans stand, locked in a silent standoff. The Hyena King, embodiment of cunning and relentless ambition, stares into the ancient eyes of the Thorn-Maw, the symbol of immovable strength and endurance. The wind dies down, and a profound quiet settles over the land. No more charges, no more roars. There is only mutual, grudging respect. The Blight-Fang King has tested the mountain and found it unbreakable. The Thorn-Maw has faced the storm and weathered it. With a final, lingering look, the Hyena King turns. It is not a retreat of fear, but an acknowledgement of power. He gives a low growl, and his pack melts back into the shadows from which they came. The Thorn-Maw watches them go, its massive form a dark silhouette against the twilight sky. It raises its trunk and lets out a long, low, mournful call, not a cry of victory, but a solemn hymn to the survival of the strong. The savannah is quiet once more, the dust settles, and the balance is restored. The king has yielded, but the war for the throne is eternal. Another day will come. The Thorn-Maw stands alone as darkness claims the plains.